Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you, Jenny. How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Hopefully, this is a decent hour. You guys can get a little glimpse of behind me, kind of thing. Lemon trees. Isn't that cool? So, got a good one for you tonight. Got a story for you. I got a story, man. I haven't told it like a story for a while. Doing okay. Thank you for asking. Another day in paradise. Another day in paradise. Gloria, what's going on? Welcome, you guys. All right. So, got a great little story. Bunch of takeaways. It's not a farmer story. Although I haven't told a farmer story in a while. But the story goes as such. There's a mouse. Oh, thank you. PK, what's going on? Welcome. That's how it looks most of the winter. No sunshine. Looking great. It's actually really kind of humid, warm. Not really humid, but it's really warm. It's warm. So the story goes that they put a mouse over on top of a jar that is filled with grains. And this mouse feels like he's on top of the world. I mean, it feels like he doesn't have to work anymore. I mean, there's all this grain. So he gets a farm story, yeah. So he gets all excited. He starts to eat away at the grains, right? Well, after a day or two, after he's done with all the grains, he suddenly notices that now he's stuck in the jar. Now all of a sudden, he is dependent on somebody else giving him the grain, and he doesn't have a choice as to when he gets the grain or what type of grain he gets. All of a sudden, he's stuck in the jar and he can't get out. Real simple story, right? Bunch of takeaways. You know, I could do like maybe 5 or 6 takeaways. I'll start doing like maybe 5. Let's do 5. So the first takeaway is this. At one time you could be on top of the world. You feel like you're sitting on top of the world, and with a split, everything could change, and you could be trapped. Feel trapped and feel like you have no way out. So, one day you could be on top of the world, feeling amazing. You have it all. But because you have no backup, you've then never thought about what could happen if, on a split, you could end up at the bottom of the jar, and now, without a plan B, it's almost impossible to get out. Now, when I tell you that, it hits home with me so hard. I am no stranger to that takeaway, right? So that's the first one. The second one is, and if you have it to take away, drop it in the comments. You like the story? Short, quick, to the point, The second takeaway, I feel like sometimes you guys go to like hypnosis, like you just go, like you guys zone out, like there's no activity, like there's no movement. That's how it feels on this side anyway. But the second takeaway is this. Whatever this has been, again, I'm no stranger to this one as well. Whatever that's come easy, right? Like whatever that's come easy and fast, it's gone pretty easy and quick. You know, it's and that's kind of with everything, honestly, when you think about it. Financially, even spiritually, if you get into a faith and you just like boom, boom, you know, really not into it, or even a relationship, right? We in the mortgage industry, we used to say fast cash, fast crash, you know, and that's so true. If it's if it's easy and it was handed over to, that's the reason why 75% of people who win the lotto go bankrupt in the first 5 years. In fact, the funniest story is I've told this story many times, like that 75% go bankrupt. When I was doing mortgages, this last job that laid me off. No, anyway, it's another live. Where I talked to a guy who had won the lotto in their town for $1 million. And he was on my call literally begging for $10,000. And it was exactly 5 years after. Long story in between, but sometimes, you know, oftentimes when it's easy, it's so you gotta put some muscle into it, some hustle into it, some, you know, time and gut and glory into it, you know, sweat and blood into it, for it to not go away that quick. Now, third takeaway is this. You know, if you don't use your skills, if you give in to being comfortable, if you give in to, you know, I don't want to push outside of my comfort zone, you may find yourself trapped, not only just out of those options, but trapped out of choices and timing, like we talked about in the beginning. You won't know when you're going to get fed. You don't know how you're going to get fed. Like when you have no source of income, you don't know when that next check is going to come from. You don't know where that next dollar is going to come from. You don't know what bill is going to get paid, what's not going to get paid, right? So it's very, very important to, this is a huge takeaway, is like, if you're not using your skills, if you're not developing as a person, as a human being, if you're not pushing for growth, right? I know you have been doing videos, and I love them, I think that's awesome. I think that's wonderful. I think I've seen them, and I think they're amazing. I love them. So Andrea, hey, what's going on? So, you know, it's very important. If you're not developing more skills, if you're not sharpening your tools, if you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, pretty soon you're going to find yourself trapped. And here's the thing, trapped in the real world could mean that those options go away. Exactly. You got to end up on the bottom of the jar, right? And you're like, okay, I've been there, right? Jenny, I know. You're gonna go through it real quick. It's gonna be fun. Just a couple more, and you're gonna be fine. So that's the third takeaway, right? The fourth takeaway, the fourth takeaway is this. Listen, some things don't always last forever. Right? They just don't last. Nothing lasts forever. That's like my first philosophy. If I were to leave my top 100 things, messages to the world, that's my first thing. Nothing is going to last forever. Like nothing. Right? And I never got that until maybe recently, not so long ago. But it really is true. Right, you are welcome. There's a delay with the comments, obviously, right? So that's another takeaway. Nothing lasts forever. And remember, you know what? If it's been handed to you, it's been given it to you. If it's been easy, if it's been boom like that, listen, just like that, it can be taken away. It can just be going away. So pay attention to those things. If you have plenty of grain right now, if you're doing amazing, if you got plenty of grain right now. I talked to some people, and I talked to somebody about a month ago, and she was telling me that she's doing amazing and everything is great. And a couple weeks ago, that six-figure income job is no longer there, right? So if you're sitting on top of the grain and you're enjoying your meal, make sure that, one, you're paying attention to your surroundings, that you're not stuck in a jar, and you're developing your skills, and you're extending beyond your comfort zone. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. One takeaway. Come on now. Drop one takeaway in the comments below. Oh, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna post a little thing about the skit tonight. The skit tonight, because it's Tuesday. I mean, in US, we talked about Taco Tuesday, right? So I'm doing a Mexican skit, right? I'm gonna do a Mexican skit. I'm looking at my stuff. That's why I'm looking there. And this is probably the toughest skit I've ever done. Okay, this is like a because I want to do the whole thing, and it's like 2 minutes. I think it's 2 minutes. I want to do the whole thing because it's really funny. I want to do the whole thing, and it's 3 people, and it's, I think, 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, so it's like a short movie. But it's probably the toughest skit I've ever done, but it's probably the funniest one I've ever done. So, I mean, I think, if it comes out right, if it comes out correct. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it right after this live. So, watch out for that. It's coming. It's my Tuesday night. Last night I was exhausted. I had something I wanted to do, but I was just exhausted. I couldn't do it. And I threw in the towel last night. Sorry, you guys. But with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. Drop one takeaway from this live down below in the comments. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. Yeah. I can't wait to see it either, actually. That's kind of funny. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.